There was nothing left for him to prove. Arnold's goals had evolved. Everyone loved the concept, but some studio executives couldn't get over the idea of Arnold as a comedic lead. He wanted to be a leading man. He wanted to be the highest paid actor in business. By the end of 1987, he had killed 283 people, more than anyone else in Hollywood during that time by far. It took him 8 films, but he did it. Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, the Terminator, Commando, and who can forget the Predator. And that meant something. It meant that he was a bona fide action movie star. His name was above the title of most of his films, in big block letters, just as he had always dreamt. Schwarzenegger. He had made it. That's what everybody said. Journalists, studio executives, agents, his friends, they talked to him like the work was over. Like there was nothing left for him to prove. So, what's next, Arnold? They would ask. Arnold's goals had evolved. They were always growing. Another bigger picture had snapped into focus for him. He didn't just want to be an action star who got the top billing. He wanted to be a leading man. He wanted to be the highest paid actor in business. At this point, let's pause. Here's a question for you. Pull out a paper and write down your answer to this question. Which is the movie Arnold made the most money on? I bet your answer starts with letter T or C. Coming back to becoming the highest paid actor in the business. What Arnold needed to show to people that there was more to him than muscles and mayhem. He had to show them his soft side, his dynamic side, his funny side, his human side. He knew he had to do comedies. Nobody thought this was a good idea. He begged to differ. The year before, he had become friends with the brilliant comedic producer and director Ivan Reitman. Arnold told him about his vision and what he wanted to do. Ivan Reitman had spent time with Arnold. He had seen all the sides of Arnold, and he could see it. He could see what Arnold saw himself when Arnold pictured the next stop of his journey, comedy film. Arnold also understood that the Hollywood system is full of people who say no, who also say can't do that. Their instinct would be to keep him in his lane, because that is the easiest thing for them to understand. Arnold is an action star, so send him scripts. Send him more action movie scripts. He couldn't go to a bunch of executives and ask them to consider him for the next big studio comedy. If he wanted to star in a comedy, he would have to bring the project to them and make it impossible for them to say no. And that's what they did. Ivan got a couple of writer friends of his. They came up with few ideas. Then Ivan and Arnold got together and worked on them. Until they found one they both liked and they both believed the studios would love. That idea became Twins. A buddy comedy about twin brothers, Julius and Vincent. These brothers, they were engineered in a lab and separated at birth. And then they found each other 35 years later. Arnold would play Julius, the perfect one. Vincent, a petty criminal, who Julius would bail out of jail when they first meet, would be played by Danny DeVito. They were an amazing team. Arnold had just come off Commando and Predator. Danny had just done Romancing the Stone, and after 5 seasons of Taxi. Ivan had just directed Ghostbusters. So all super hits. Who would want to make a funny film with them? It turned out most of the Hollywood. Everyone loved the concept, but some studio executives couldn't get over the idea of Arnold as a comedic lead. They didn't think he could pull off the role next to Danny, who was a comedy genius. Others thought Arnold just couldn't pull it off. Period. Regardless of who played opposite him. So, there were those who got the idea and loved the comedic potential of their partnership but couldn't handle the price tag that they weighed against the possibility of failure. All 3 of them were at the top of their games. Superstars. They didn't come cheap. If the studio paid them their going rate, the movie would be so expensive to make. and it would have to make more than just succeed for them to make the kind of profit that they wanted. Ivan, Danny and Arnold put their heads together to come up with a plan. They loved the script and they were confident that the movie would be success. Just studio should give them money to make it. They just needed to find that one studio executive who would buy into their plan. Their solution was to reduce studio's risk as much as possible by taking no upfront money. If studio agreed to zero salary for the leads and the directors. Instead, the leads and the directors would take a piece of the net profit. That is called backend in Hollywood language. They would make money only if studio made the money. They recognized that this was a big thing that they were trying to pull off. In those days, studio almost never gave backend to actors. They still don't give backend to actors. They were a real professional risk that each of these guys were taking this project. And by deferring their compensation, there was a financial risk too. After all, in Hollywood, your last film decides your market price. Finally, they found one studio executive in the form of Tom Pollock, the president of Universal. Tom saw the potential of twins. He even tried to get them to take the upfront money, their fees as per market rate. But Arnold, Ivan and Danny held firm and stuck with the initial plan that got them to this place. And Tom gave them what they asked for. By 1988, they were in production in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and by early 1989, they had crossed $100 million at domestic box office. Arnold's first film to do that. To this day, people don't believe him when he tells them Twins. Yes, Twins is the movie that he made the most money on in his entire career.